We're going to move on to a great matchup that I love. And that's San Francisco Hippopotami against the Des Moines Conservatives.
Yeah, well, you got San Francisco creating all this hype. You know, they got Petey Powell, Jay Martin, Jeffrey Martinez, Philip McCombs. This team has, big name players. They're coming off an undefeated season after really struggling in the Inferno, Jorge. They started a lot with 3 losses altogether. One of them was to Pittsburgh. One of them was to Kalamazoo. The Pittsburgh game was definitely a great game. They didn't really show any inferiority there. But the loss against Kalamazoo to open it off, how much can you really take that into consideration at the end of the season? So, basically an undefeated team. They beat Anchorage, but besides that, no big standout wins.
Here's the thing. Will Sylvester Marshall play? That's the question everyone is asking themselves. And I can't really tell you if I know. The injury report hasn't cleared. But,
okay.
He missed the conference final. He missed the conference final. How do you do that? How do you not play in the biggest game of your career against an Ames team that's already beaten you twice?
And that was a huge setback on their ranking too. It really was. So that's a great topic to bring up. Ames. I think with Marshall they would have beaten Ames. To be completely honest with you,
they held him tight. 12 points without Marshall?
Yeah. So,
I think he's going to be back. But he's got to play an undefeated team because he decided to wimp out on his team in this dire situation.
I'm disappointed in the young man. I'm extremely disappointed in him.
I'm questioning his heart at this moment. Is Iffy Hawk going to even play him? He's gotta, but are you going to play a guy that bailed out on your team on the biggest game of the season?
Sylvester Marshall, he's been the man in Des Moines for 4 years. He's been the man, okay? Number 1 rated player. He had ESPN all over him from the time he was a junior in high school. But this guy, is he already thinking it's NBA? Is his college career over? Because if they would have won that game against Ames, they wouldn't be in this situation right now, playing against a San Francisco team who is hot and ready to go. They wouldn't be in this situation. So Sylvester, way to go, man. You've put your team in this position. Go play. I want to see you on the court. I don't think they can do it even with Marshall because San Francisco is so good.
I think they've lost. Brent Follett is a great point guard, but he looks so much up to Sylvester. Mm-hmm. I just think he's just been hurt and let down because he didn't play. I don't care. I wasn't a great player in college, but, I don't care if I got a broken ankle, a broken neck. If I'm in the conference championship,
you're gonna play.
I'm playing.
You're gonna play.
Even if it's for 1 minute and you gotta take me out.
So, hey, that decision, I understand. I understand he's injured. I understand it's painful.
Rest him I understand maybe the coaching decision to rest him, but come on. Suck it up and play.
Yeah.
I'm taking San Francisco because they actually care about the game.
That's not even the problem. The problem is that if Des Moines would have won that game, they wouldn't be in this position. They'd be a higher seed. They'd probably be an 8-9 seed who can easily win, and then it causes the 1 seed a lot of pressure in the next round. All right, let's move on.
We're getting too heated. Yeah, I guess moving. What was your pick? I'm picking San Francisco.
I am too.
Okay, thank you.
18 no.
Next one, okay. Pueblo Churapandas, or whatever you want to call it, versus the OKC Spartans.
Let's talk more about this team from this bad conference, Oklahoma City. I'm already ranting. I'm on a roll right now. I don't think this team's that good.
Me neither.
I don't really think they deserve to be here that much. They are the 11 seed. Pueblo, they've played well. They have a great sophomore class. And
great senior
leadership. And they have Hans McDowell, who has good Hans, by the way.
Yes, very good Hans. I don't even need to see the team they're playing. Oklahoma City's losing.
Yeah.
We're just going to move on with that. We got Keystone against Detroit. I really don't like Keystone. They're not a great team. They play in a weak conference, Conference 21, and they won the conference, but look who they played.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, very weak conference. They beat Aberdeen. They lost to Aberdeen as well. They beat Fargo, who I mean is playing the same kind of teams. They beat Denver. They've beaten some teams.
But it's their horrible conference.
I mean, here's the thing. Detroit. Let's look at Detroit real quick. The loss to Minneapolis maybe changed Detroit from like a 7 seed to about a 10 seed. I wouldn't put it too much farther than that, so it doesn't really matter that loss. Does it matter for like their mental, their mentality for this game? I mean, can it hurt them mentally to lose be coming off a one loss against a rival in their conference? Do you think that'll affect them?
It was a heartbreaker.
It was. I mean,
I'll tell you that. But the thing is, these guys are college basketball players. They experience this. They know this. I mean, this is their life. They know what's going to happen. They kind of expect it to happen every once in a while, and I think they'll be okay. The thing is, yeah, they can do it. I think I like the Diaper Dandies here. Dickie V loves them. So does Vicky D. If I may add, but yeah, I mean, they're gonna win. It's Keystone. That's all I need to say.
I mean, all I have to say is Keystone 17-1. They've only lost one game. They're playing a team that Detroit really doesn't match up that well with, especially talent-wise. I mean, Detroit has 5 players in the starting lineup averaging.
Don't forget that this Detroit team is a gamut team.
They are, and I mean they're a good team. Okay. And this is going to be, I think it's going to be right down to the wire. I think Keystone will pull it out barely, but this is a game where I think is going to be very close. Will Dwight Fricks and, Jesus Baeza, score more than the other guys. It's going to be tough to see. It's going to be a hard-fought game out there. I'm going to be hurting just watching, I think, with all the bumping and bruising that Detroit's going to be doing. So, we'll see.
All right, moving on. We got our last matchup, which is the Rockford Ambassadors, formerly the Rockford Cannibals, against Jefferson City Scorpions.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an easy game for Rockford. They're coming off, a great win in the conference championship. Chico McFarland with 30 points. Gail Kotcher scored 28, I believe, maybe 30. They're just a great team, undefeated. I mean, they've played teams like Jefferson City all year. Their strength of schedule is a little bit low. But I just believe that the senior leadership you have with Leslie Scott, Chico McFarland is a great leader. I mean, they have experience.
Yeah, and Jefferson City, they're just too young right now.
They are young.
Great player in Kenneth Murray, but,
They'll be back, I believe. They'll be back with a better record next year. But just not this year for these guys.
All right, well, that wraps us up for WNTT. I'm Jorge Dixon.
And I'm Howie Doing.
Thank you.